From the studios here at CATV6 and RobinHoodRadio.com, welcome once again to Simply Sports. My name is Andy Williams. October the 30th, 2019. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hard to believe. You see, what I should have done, you see the visual effect on the screen, when it opens the curtain. I should have just wore my mask that I'm going to be wearing today, but I completely forgot it. I know everybody out there has a million jokes, but c'est la vie, right? I hope everybody's having a great day, great week. I got a lot on the plate today, which we got to talk about, so I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to start in local, Housatonic sports. The girls' soccer team has improved to 12-1 with 4 very impressive wins. First against Gilbert, 8-1. A shutout against Northwestern, 3-0. Against Thomaston, 2-0. And against Chippewa, 6-1. They have 3 games left this week. And that is a home-and-home against Wamogo and sandwiched in between at Nottowag. And that will wrap up their season. If they run the table, they will be number 1 in Class S once again and have home field throughout the Class S playoffs. The Hoosier boys soccer team improved to 7-6-1 with wins against Thomaston 4-3 and then getting a tie against Chippewa 1-1. They have 2 games left on the docket. They are home against Nottowag and at Wamogo coming up. The Hoosier girls volleyball team. I went to go see their game this past Thursday against Dover. And in the 4th set, they were down as many as 10 points at one point in the 4th set. Came back to win the match. They had an exciting second set, which went 30-28. They pulled off the 4-set win to improve to 6-7. Their last 2 matches didn't go as planned, losing to Colby Cathedral and then losing to currently the best team in the Berkshire League and one of the top teams in Class M right now, Nottowag. Their games coming up this week. They have a game at Wolcott Tech today. That's going to be a fantastic match. Home against New Fairfield on Friday, and then at Lewis Mills on Monday night. Keep in mind the Hoosier girls volleyball team is just 2 wins away from clinching a spot in the state tournament. So good luck to them. The Housatonic football team. What a game they played against Wilcox Tech Saturday night. Right down to the wire, right down to the end. However, Housatonic, MCW United, came up short 13-12. They have a game, I believe, this coming Saturday. Not sure who it's against, but I most certainly think it is a home game. And it is an afternoon 1 o'clock tilt. So good luck to all Housatonic athletes. And if you have free time, make sure you go out and support Housatonic athletics. On to the national scene. The World Series last night, Game 6. Strasburg versus Verlander. And Strasburg, after giving up 2 runs in the beginning, it seems like with every single game so far in the World Series, both teams, a lot of offense early, and then the starting pitching seems to settle in. Same thing last night. Both teams score early, but Strasburg was the one that settled in more. Pitching 8 1/3, fantastic baseball, in picking up a 7-2 win last night in Game 6. And beating arguably a first ballot I mean, it's quite obvious. Justin Verlander is a first ballot Hall of Famer. But throughout his illustrious career, much like they're going to look at Clayton Kershaw, the numbers speak for themselves. In 3 possible clinching games that Justin Verlander has pitched, he is 0-3. And in the World Series, whenever he starts a World Series game, he is 0-6 lifetime. There's a stat to chew on for you. So now Game 7 tonight for all of it. The whole kit and caboodle. Max Scherzer versus Zach Greinke. And you know all hands are going to be on deck. All the tanks are going to be emptied. Max Scherzer was scratched from Game 5 because he had neck spasms and could not even get out of bed. So they label Max Scherzer as an underdog against the Astros. Astros are a very, very slight favorite. And Zach Greinke isn't really a proven World Series pitcher. And also, here's another stat, too. After last night, that no series, Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL, if I'm missing any, please let me know, that no team, that one series has gone, that all the road teams have won. The road team has won every single game so far. The last time it happened was the '96 World Series between the Yankees and the Braves, where the road team won the first 5 games. The Yankees won it in Game 6. That didn't happen last night. And this is the first major sports series in history to go to a Game 7 where the home team is 0-6. In fact, you can say that this is the year of the road team in the Major League Baseball playoffs. Think I'm kidding? The road team is 19-17 in Major League Baseball playoffs right now. And they're going to have a winning record. So this could really go either way. In my eyes, and before I get to my pick, 7th inning, the whole controversial call with, runner interference with him being out. Bad interpretation of the rule, correct call. He was on the grass. He was inside the baseline, or outside the baseline. He was running on the grass. The call was correct. It should have been out. Now, the delay should not have been that long. Hence is why the manager for the Nationals became the first manager since Bobby Cox back in 1992 to get ejected from a game. And thankfully, that didn't play a role in deciding the game, because the Nationals just beat up on the Astros bullpen. So now my pick. Max Scherzer, with neck spasms, has a cortisone shot, could barely get out of bed and was scratched from Game 5. Zach Greinke, not really a proven pitcher, but a proven pitcher at home. Let me get a coin out. Hang on. Mike, heads or tails? Okay. The Washington Nationals are going to win tonight. Max Scherzer is going to have a dominating performance. The Astros are going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at the Washington Nationals, and they're not going to blink. Garrett Cole, yes, he's going to be the X factor. Yes, you're going to see Garrett Cole in this game. But it seems like every big challenge that the Washington Nationals get thrown at them, they've knocked down. Washington Nationals win this game 4-3. And the Washington Nationals will win their first World Series in the D.C. area since 1924. Now, moving forward, some odds and ends here. Tonight is the last major of the 2019 PBA season. For those of you that don't know, that's the Professional Bowling Association. And that is the U.S. Open, one of the longest reigning tournaments in all of bowling. Sean Rash is the #1 seed. Jason Belmonte, the longest and record holding for most majors in bowling right now, is ranked #3. Very interesting. A lot of dynamic players in this. You have Bill O'Neill, just went into the Bowling Hall of Fame with 11 wins in his lifetime. You have Anthony Simonson, a young two-hander, and you also have Francois Lava, who from Canada is making his first major appearance as the #2 seed. So, interesting dynamic there as it comes on tonight opposite the World Series. Another big story going on in sports right now, and that is of one Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods went over to Japan, and on an official PGA Tour event, he wins his 82nd career PGA Tour event. Why is that significant, ladies and gentlemen? That ties him for most all-time with Sam Snead. He is the youngest, and he is the fastest to get there. Sam Snead won his 82nd tournament at the age of 52. Tiger Woods at the age of 43. And he won the tournament by 3 shots over Hideki Matsuyama, the hometown boy. So, what was so significant about this? Well, a number of things came into play. I want to start with his swing. He was more imbalanced, and his putting looks so much better, even after bogeying the first 3 holes right out of the chute. He was in tune with his game, and after he went 3 over through the first 3, he played the next 69 holes in 22 under par. Now, granted, the golf course was soft. It had 10 inches of rain on Friday, but you know what? Doesn't matter. In the final round, Tiger Woods had that Sunday red, and whenever Tiger is in the lead, he keeps that lead. He is the greatest front runner in all of sports. In fact, in all of sports history. Whenever Tiger Woods has had a 3-shot or more lead heading into the final round, he's won every single time. He's never blown a lead. 25 for 25. Now, what does it do for the big picture? Well, the immediate picture is that he's going to pick himself as one of his captain's picks for the upcoming President's Cup, which now all of a sudden has a lot of flair and a lot of sparkly things around it in Royal Melbourne. Because he's going to be the first player captain in the history of the President's Cup. And the first time that a captain who's going to be a player for their team, either Ryder Cup or President's Cup, since Arnold Palmer did it back in the late 60s, early 70s. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic going into the President's Cup in mid-December. He's now 6th in the world. He's now in position to possibly make the United States Olympic team, which is now in Japan next year for 2020. There are a couple things that Tiger Woods has not accomplished yet in his career. Obviously, the 18 majors being one. But if Tiger Woods goes out and wins a gold medal in the Olympics, just think about this for a minute. At the Olympics in 2020, Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Tiger Woods. Those three names alone get so much buzz worldwide, and put them in one setting in Tokyo in 2020, that's amazing. That's incredible. Getting back to the PGA Tour. Now this opens up, okay, it's not a question of if, but when is he going to break Sam Snead's record and stand alone as the all-time winning leader? Well, the next tournament he's probably going to play in, knowing Tiger's schedule, is in La Jolla at Torrey Pines. And then you start looking at the majors. Well, he always has a good chance at Augusta. The PGA Championship is held at TPC Harding Park. He's won a WGC event there. Played the President's Cup there, went undefeated. So he knows the golf course well. He plays it well. Could do well there. I don't think Winged Foot at the US Open is up his alley. And then the Open Championship at Royal St. George's in England. He has a decent shot there, but if the elements get out of hand, then I don't think so. So the best bet to see Tiger Woods win a major this upcoming year would be in the first two, either the Masters or the PGA, or both. So congratulations to Tiger for tying that record. World Series of Poker Europe final table. Okay, I was wrong. Daniel Negreanu is not going to win. He got bounced on day 2. So did Phil Hellmuth and all the big names. The only real big name that's there is Dario Sammartino. Now you're thinking, who the heck is Dario Sammartino? Well, Dario Sammartino made the World Series of Poker final table in Vegas this year and finished in the top 3. Makes the World Series of Poker Europe final table. Can he break through? We shall see. Daniel Negreanu clinched Player of the Year for the World Series of Poker, so congratulations to Daniel. And it'll be interesting to see tomorrow, or tonight, as a matter of fact, if Dario Sammartino can break through. The NBA, the Knicks, yes, the Knicks won a game They're 1-3. Now you're saying, oh, they're 1-3. Well, in those 3 losses that they've had, they've been very scrappy, and they've been in every single game. They were very competitive in San Antonio. They were very competitive against a Brooklyn Nets team, a very improved Brooklyn Nets team. And really, they were competitive against the Celtics. You're thinking, oh, well, they needed a 15-0 run to beat the Bulls. Okay. Did they get the win? Yeah. So, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Now, are they going to make the playoffs? No. That's still a couple years down the line. But to get that young nucleus in there, get them going, is very promising. Sprinkled in with a little bit of veteran leadership. A promising future, I think, is ahead for the Knicks. Now, overreaction time. Anthony Davis last night against the Memphis Grizzlies went for 40 points and 20 rebounds. You're saying great numbers. Yeah. He made 26 free throws. I think he was like 26, 27 or something along those lines. Might have even been perfect. But again, he went against the Memphis Grizzlies. Show me a 40-20 game against a team like the Clippers. Show me a 40-20 game against Houston. Show me a 40-20 game against Utah. The likes of a put-together team, not against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are going nowhere this year and are in rebuild stage and doesn't have a big man to support them. So, before you go anointing LeBron James and Anthony Davis as the almighty saviors of LA basketball, calm down. You beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Moving on, my wrestling fans. Round 4 goes to the WWE in NXT. The heel turn of Finn Balor, that rules the roost. 100%. I did not see it coming. Nobody saw it coming. And how does AEW counter that? Let's bring back 50-year-old Diamond Dallas Page. Come on. Really? And then their major announcement that they made yesterday. Big signing? No. January 1st. The weekly AEW Dynamite is going to be where we made our first statement in Jacksonville, Florida. Come on, really? Give me a break. You had a big signing like, say, like Randy Orton or CM Punk, then that would be noticeable. That made WWE look good. So, last week, round 4, WWE. The whole Rusev, Bobby Lashley, Lana thing, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm grossed out by it. Please make it stop. Honestly. It's just, it's played out. It's getting messy, and it needs to stop. It really does. I'm grossed out by it. Fans are grossed out by it. Please stop. You also notice, too, that the whole thing for Crown Jewel between Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, you notice that when Hulk Hogan used to come into a ring, Hulk Hogan always got the biggest ovation, the biggest cheers, the biggest this, the biggest that. When he was in St. Louis on Monday night, he didn't get that. Ric Flair got the bigger ovation. Ric Flair got the bigger pop, got the bigger boost. That tell you something? Tell you right now. The whole Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins thing, it's growing staler and staler by the day. There needs to be a title change sooner rather than later. I know that's not going to happen until Survivor Series. Please bring back Ronda Rousey. Please. And then also just announced earlier today that there will be the first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia between Natalya and Lacey Evans. Good move by the WWE for bringing women's wrestling to Saudi Arabia, because that is actually kind of shunned from Saudi Arabia. So something to, 2 thumbs up on that for WWE. College football. I went 4-1 this past week, now improving me to 27-18. 60%, baby, against the spread. We're making money. 5 games this week. Virginia Tech versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame giving 17 points. Give me those points against Notre Dame after they got their butts kicked against Michigan. They're not covering that 17. I'm telling you right now. Give me Virginia Tech with the points. The cocktail party down in Jacksonville. Georgia versus Florida, 8 versus 6. And practically an elimination game. Give me Florida with the points of 6.5. SMU against Memphis. Memphis somehow is a favorite in this game by 6. Give me SMU plus 6. NC State against Wake Forest. I think Wake Forest will cover the 7.5. And then tomorrow night, Baylor, a favorite against West Virginia. They're favored by 17.5. Finally, NFL quickly, 11-2, 73-45-1. Covering it quick, San Francisco versus Arizona, San Francisco to 8-0. Houston versus Jacksonville in London. Houston will win that game very convincingly. Washington against Buffalo, ho-hum. Buffalo will blow them out. Minnesota versus Kansas City. Will Patrick Mahomes be back? If he is, I'm picking Kansas City. I'm saying he will be. Kansas City will win this game. Minnesota has to cool down sometime. I think it'll be here. The Jets against Miami in the Tank Bowl Part 2. I believe the Jets will win that game. I think Miami still is in full tank mode. Chicago versus Philadelphia. Chicago's in total free fall. This team absolutely frustrates me, Chicago. Philadelphia will win that game. Indy versus Pittsburgh. I see Indianapolis winning that game. No James Conner for Pittsburgh is big, big trouble. They don't have anybody left on offense. Tennessee against Carolina. Carolina wins that game. Detroit versus Oakland. Oakland finally coming home. They're not so bad, ladies and gentlemen. Oakland at home. Tampa Bay at Seattle. Seattle dominates. Cleveland versus Denver, 2 very, very bad teams. I got Denver winning there. Green Bay at the Chargers. In what is pretty much a home game for Green Bay, going on the road to L.A., Green Bay wins there. New England versus Baltimore, a very good Sunday night game. New England wins that game close. Dallas versus the Giants. I see Dallas in a very dominating performance coming off the bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to Simply Sports, October the 30th, 2019. Have a very safe and happy Halloween. We will see you back in November. And for Mike Flint, Marshall Miles, and Brian Oler, thank you very much for tuning in. And 1, 4, 3.